Hello, my name is Joshua. Today I'm going to be reviewing www.toy-gear.com's action figure collector trays. Now, they call them trays, I call them shelves. But they have different ones here. How I found this company was I was just doing a Google search on action figure shelves or collector trays and things like that. And this is the first thing that popped up, and I decided to buy one, and I have enjoyed it since. I've been collecting these shells for quite a while, as well as I've been collecting G.I. Joes and different things. These will fit Star Wars, Star Trek, and different figures of the same size. These here will fit Halo and Gundam. I found that fits in there very well. And again, I have a bunch of them. This is the 24 slot tray. Again, this is meant for Hot Wheels and things of that nature. It has it all on our website. But this is the box they come in. They come in neatly shipped, neatly tight, and it's very, very little wiggle space, which is nice. That's the way you want it, because you don't want it so tight in there where if any little bump or any little thing might crunch it or anything. But these things can be crushed. You can stand on them; they'll always come right back into their way they were. I got two 12s and one 24 today, just because I needed some more spaces for my Hot Wheel collection, and I needed some more. I needed one for my Cobra, and I bought one for my Star Wars, because I found my Star Wars collection in storage finally. But out of 1 to 10, I highly recommend these. These are a 10. Um, Now I'm getting into the pros and cons of these shelves. The pros are, again, it's made out of foam. So I have a 5-year-old son, and he gets rambunctious sometimes, and he'll come run around the corner, and he might hit his head on this, and I don't have, but since it's foam, you don't have to worry about him getting hurt or anything. Yeah, sure, it'll knock some stuff out of the tray, but that's beats him being hurt. And again, you can squeeze them as hard as you can, and they just after a second or two, it pops right back into where it's supposed to be, and it's awesome. I really enjoy these. Um, One of the cons is that some of the Joes are a little too tall for them, but one of the pros is you can squeeze them in there, and you don't have to worry about paint scratching off or anything like that. These trays come from Canada. I live here in the mid south of the United States. Shipping usually takes about a week, week and a half, which is more than acceptable. Depending on what time of year it is or what season. Shipping might take a little bit longer. Sometimes it's a little quicker, but week and a half is the average of what I've noticed. And again, I highly recommend these. Some more of the cons are these trays. You do have to cut the inserts out, and if you're not just perfect, they either won't fit, like they're too big, and you have to trim again, or you trim too much and now they don't fit and they fall out, and it's just a big mess. I wish they would offer an extra, like for like an extra 10-15 bucks. You can offer to cut it for you, and put them in there and put them in their little slots for you, or just have them pre-cut. I don't mind paying an extra $10-15. I've been a mechanic for about 15 years, and after flagging 100 hours a week for 15 years, my hands are just, I have so much arthritis and carpal tunnel in them, it hurts for me to use scissors. But that's only me complaining, so that's my really only complaint. My next complaint is I wish the trays were a little bit deeper, so people like Fast Draw here can fit in there just a little bit better. And again, their stuff won't be sticking out, and you can kind of. But overall, that's not a real major complaint. It's more of a minor issue than anything. I highly recommend these shelves. How I found them was I was just doing a Google search one day, and I was looking up storage. I was looking up action figure storage and shelving, and these popped up on Google, and I decided to buy one. and I've loved them ever since. Um, Again, you want to read in the comments on their website which ones fit in which ones, because I accidentally bought the 24 slot one, the Hot Wheels one, thinking it was going to be able to put my Joes in it, and it turns out it's too small for my GI Joes. And well, if I had read, I would have known that. So that was my mistake. But they were more than happy to answer my questions on there. They told me that it does happen. They were really friendly. They were very kind, and very, very fast response on their questions. And they said you can put them in the sitting position if you want to have them in storage, and they hold everything in there. You don't have to worry about pieces and parts flying everywhere. But I decided to use them for my Hot Wheels collection. And then again, they have different style inserts for the trays. They have two different types of digital explosions, which I find nice. I like them because it keeps them. This one's my Cobras, and this is the GI Joe background that I like. Um, Again, there's way more pros than there are cons on these shelves. That was the only real complaints I have on there. Is just that you have to cut the inserts yourself, and I wish the inserts were a little, or the spots were a little bit taller for the more modern GI Joes. The originals fit in here just fine. Here's an original Wild Bill. He fits in there perfectly. There's no problems. These do fit Star Wars and Star Trek and a bunch of different things. I have thought about buying these and cutting these and shaving them down so I could put a 12-inch GI Joe in here, but I don't know if that would affect the balance, or should I say the structural integrity of the tray itself. It may and it may not. But I think that would be kind of nice to have, be able to display my 12-inch collection on these trays, and keep them safe, keep them protected, keep them off those darn plastic shelves. I don't like plastic shelves on the simple basis of if they drop, they crack real easy. Uh, if you try to put something in there that kind of, let's say you don't have enough room, like repeater there, you don't have enough room in there, you try to shove them in there, and the plastic winds up scratching all the paint off his helmet, and it kind of makes you a little upset. But and again, you see Lieutenant Falcon there have to turn his backpack sideways because the antenna in his backpack doesn't fit. But again, that's just a very minor complaints, or cons. But overall, I highly recommend getting these collector trays. These are very, very nice. They are definitely not cheap, or not cheaply made, should I say. They are very sturdy. They are very hardy. They clean easy. They hardly get. I mean, mine hardly ever get any dust on them. So I very rarely need to clean mine. You can just use regular damp rag or washcloth, whatever you want to call it, and just gently wipe it off, and the dust comes right up. And it's super easy. And again, if your kids are running around, they hit their head on the side of one of these trays, you don't have to worry about the kids getting hurt. You don't have to worry about poking yourself, or you don't have to worry about if you accidentally bump into it. You don't have to worry about it breaking, or if it falls. I use double-sided tape, so sometimes mine tend to fall, just because I didn't clean the background, or I didn't clean the spot. I was kind of lazy, just kind of hung them up there. But I do recommend, if you're going to use double-sided tape, or wall hanger, should I say, the 3M wall hangers, get the ones that have the most strength on them. I use the 20-pound ones, and once I switched over, I started out with the 6-pound ones and they fell, but once I switched over to 20 pounds, they held up, and they've been up here about almost a year now with no problems. And I just keep adding. I just keep adding and adding and adding, and my son enjoys looking at them. I enjoy looking at them. And then again, you can put Gundams in there. They fit not all Gundams fit in those, but a lot of Mobile Suit Gundams do. The ones that are more wider, ones a little bit taller, probably won't. But overall, all of my Mobile Suit Gundam Wing, all theirs fit with no issues. The only one that I had a problem with was the Gundam Epion because of his wings, but I found a way to tuck it and everything, which works just fine for me. Again, I highly recommend these shelves. If you're thinking about getting them, if you're a collector like me, or if you want to have them in storage, you don't want to throw them out, but you don't want to display them. You can just put them these in there and all their in a box. I mean, you don't have to worry about their pieces flying everywhere. You don't have to worry about losing their little tiny parts, millions and millions of little tiny parts these things come with. And again, you can kind of bang them around a little bit, and they're if you're loading them up in your back of your truck or something, trying to take it to a storage, and you don't have to worry about them getting crushed or getting damaged, because again, I mean, these things are really, really sturdy. You can squeeze them, you can bend them every which way you want to, and they always, I mean, you can, like I said, you can even stand on these darn things and they will hold you up. At least they hold me up, and I'm 220 pounds. So I'm 6 feet tall and 220 pounds. It holds me just fine. It bends a little bit. I pick it back up, it pops right back out, right back to where it was. So you definitely know these ain't chintzy. I believe these will probably hold up for at least 100 years or more. And again, they display very nicely, and I highly, highly recommend them. I give I give it a 10 star rating, and I do give ToyGear.com's my fullest approval of using this video if they so wish. I know it's not a very good review. I do have ADD, so I kind of bounce around subjects a lot. But if hopefully I answered everybody's questions, or if anybody had any questions, I hopefully answered. If you have any questions to ask them, again, they respond really fast. They no question's a dumb question to them. They're always friendly. They're always super nice. They don't and they'll answer your questions as best as they can. They'll even take suggestions. Um, they'll they're just so nice. They're not giving me any kind of compensation for this video, and I'm not even asking for any compensation or any kind of anything. I just want to review these shells just on the simple basis of I like them, and I can't recommend these enough. All right, again, if you have any questions, just email them, and that is www.toy-gear.com.